Right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. So I'm just waiting for everyone else to join in. Hello, hello. Hi, Anuj. Hello. All right, guys, if you can hear me, please type yes so that if I'm audible. Hello, hello. Super, super. All right, I think I'm expecting more people anyway, but let's begin today. It's an important end of week analysis because a lot of things have changed, a lot of things are changing, and there are a lot of A category setups, B category setups. I've kind of filtered a lot of C category setups, a lot of setups which are confusing, or which, maybe you can wait for another week for like a slightly better confirmation, to be honest. And I've kind of filtered, and we've got 3 good stocks that can be, as a cash stock pick, can be a very good setup as well. So let's discuss. Let's go to the stock. All right. So let's begin, guys. So we've got a weekly chart here on the left hand side. We've got a daily chart in the middle, and we've got an hourly chart here on the right hand side. Now, if you can see on my left hand side, I've got a probable head and shoulder pattern, but it is basically, the point here is it had a bullish divergence with like kind of a pullback to EMA. Now at EMA is not the best divergence, but if you see, my alert is set above the monthly CPR. Monthly CPR is a wide CPR, and the weekly is a narrow CPR. Now, of course, we want a little more confirmation, so I think I'm going to put this into a blue list. I'm not sure why this is in the white list, so let me put this in the blue list. Sorry, I think I put in the wrong blue list. All right, let's go to ACC. All right, ACC, I've put this in the list because you can see we've discussed this in the last week's live session as well, that there has been like a bearish divergence kind of a thing, right? And in the daily chart, you can see there was a resistance here. In fact, if I can pull this, the good point of interest, there was a bearish divergence here. It fell, went back, tested the resistance, and again, it is below the monthly CPR and it's kind of falling. Now, of course, at this level here on 3rd of October and Tuesday this week, there was at R1 a bearish divergence in the hourly chart. It fell. Now you have a narrow weekly CPR. It is below the monthly CPR as well. So if it goes below the weekly CPR, I think there is a possibility for this to follow through on the downside, right? But of course, you've got results. When is this? 12th October, which is fine. Or is it? Yes, I think it's fine. So if it does give you a follow through, this is something that you can keep an eye out for. Of course, if it goes higher or gap up opening, the entire thing goes for a toss. Then we have Alchem Labs. Now, Alchem Labs, if you can see, I had like a horizontal line here first. Oh, sorry. Let me just make this no sync. Now there is, it is at EMA. There is a poor candle, but of course, it is at EMA. There's a lot of rejection on the downside. You can see here as well in the daily chart, there was a divergence earlier. We waited, so there was a tick up, no follow through. Tick up, monthly CPR, hardly any follow through. To be honest, first R no, second R yes, R1, and then monthly CPR, and then dark cloud cover. Came back at S1. You have another bullish divergence here on the daily chart with a tick up. Now, if it gives you a follow through, you can see my alert is set above the WCPR in the hourly chart. If it does give you a feedback, a follow through, this could be a good trading opportunity. The low will be the stop loss here. Preferably, if it opens with a gap up or something, then that's a preferable option that looks decent for a buying opportunity. That's why this is in the list. Then we have Apollo Tires. Apollo Tires, it is at EMA. It is a decent candle this week as well. And as you can see, it has been trailing highs for the most of the weeks. And in the daily chart, we had a bullish divergence, and now it has closed above the monthly CPR. Now, if this has to go up, this will go up above R1 and in a good fashion. So you can probably use R1 as your risk as well once it goes above it. Of course, you have a wide weekly CPR, but I think the only opportunity you'll get is like breaking the high on Monday, and then maybe trailing the stop loss below the CPR in the daily chart. So Apollo Tires is a good setup on the buying side as well. Now we have Astral weekly EMA. Of course, there was a previous bearish divergence, has come to weekly EMA. Now is this a 012? That is a question. There is a bullish divergence here, then came here, 012, yes or no? That is the only question. It has retraced till 61.8%. And at here, there's a double bottom kind of a divergence, not the best, but yes. You see my alert is set above the CPR, above the monthly CPR, which seems like a very narrow CPR as well. So if it does give you a follow through, then this is something that you can have a look at, why not? Then we have Axis Bank. Now, surprisingly, this stock here, Axis Bank, has a bearish divergence in the weekly chart. In the weekly chart, there's a bearish divergence. If the low breaks, that's a follow through on the downside. In the daily chart, there was a bearish divergence, and this is a 012. If this is a 012, like a valid 012, then your target should be somewhere around here, which is 982 or 970, which is near to about the 161 mark, and also the EMA in the weekly chart. Now, of course, it's all like if it gives a follow through, etc., etc. And weekly CPR will be a wide CPR. So maybe if it gives you a pullback, or maybe if the low here breaks of this dark cloud cover, you take a position with a high of these levels as your stop loss. So, there is an opportunity here. It just, you can see in the hourly chart, this line is actually made on the hourly chart, not on the daily chart. Hourly chart, that was your double top, that's your neckline, broken resistance. And if it is a gap down, again, something that you can look at. So if the momentum is on the downside, Axis Bank has the upper hand on that. Then we have Biocon. Biocon is in the list because it has a bearish divergence in the weekly chart and nothing else. Daily chart looks shabby. So this is in the list. Basically, if you're planning to buy it, then maybe you wait for it. Wait for a better opportunity. Will I be selling it if given an option or an opportunity on Monday? Probably not. All right, then we have Britannia Industries. Britannia, you can see it fell, right? That's your trend line here, broken the trend line, but not with a very big candle, right? And then it is kind of moving sideways toward the moving average, which it did. In the daily chart, there was a double top bearish divergence, which this is why we put this in the list last week as well. And now it is like kind of consolidating as a corrective wave, and it's looking to go down. Now you can put an alert below the CPR in the hourly chart, or I think this is a very single line. It's a single line CPR in the monthly chart, in the daily chart, MCPR. So you can wait for a gap down or something for a better opportunity. So, but this is why it is in the list, because of the daily divergence at weekly EMA. Then we have Container Corp. Again, weekly bearish divergence, taking down follow through as well, but has kind of rejected lower prices. Now you can see it is kind of closed above the monthly CPR, which is today, and with a probable divergence, with a divergence in the hourly chart as well. So there are two conditions here. One, either the weekly divergence is going to work or the daily divergence is going to work. Now, for weekly divergence to work, it should open gap down and fall below the weekly CPR. Now, for the daily re-entry opportunity to work, it should open gap up. So both the cases are valid here. You can see here as well in the daily chart, we did have a bearish divergence. It has fallen here, kind of staying near the EMAs, and also has a weekly bearish divergence. So, I mean, my inclination would be towards the downside, but nonetheless, if it opens gap up, who am I to say, right? Now, Cummins India, weekly bullish divergence. Now, if I open the monthly chart quickly, let's see where that is. So you can see it is at 11 EMA. Doji last month. This month is just started, as I said, nothing to do about it. Weekly chart has a bullish divergence, not the best, shady divergence, but still there is an uptick. Now you can see my alert is set above the monthly CPR because there's no good decent daily divergence. So I'm going to enter above the monthly CPR. Now even if the hourly candle closes above the monthly CPR, that's a good risk to take, maybe. I mean, that's the plan anyway. So again, it has to go above and give you that momentum to kind of take positions there. Then we have Dixon. Now Dixon has a triple bearish divergence, and this time with RSI as well. All right, that's a good rejection as well. Well, not the best rejection, but still, there is a good rejection. It is, nearing the resistance mark as well. Now there was a CIP earlier. It went up. Daily chart also shows weakness. It is at EMA, hardly a bullish divergence here. So again, you can see I've got two alerts set. I'm going to move this on the top. Why is it here? Let me just move it. All right, so this on top goes here, which is above the monthly CPR. So if the candles start going above the monthly CPR, that means it's a re-entry trade, and I'm going to start looking to buy. But if the low of the weekly candle breaks, which basically means the weekly divergence is active and it goes below the monthly CPR, I could expect prices lower to till S1 at least, if not lower than that. So both the alerts are set accordingly. Either way, we get a trade. There are divergence in the weekly chart in few stocks. So, you better take care. Now, Dr. Reddy, very interesting. It has, we were supposed to buy earlier because there was an uptick here, but high did not break. Then again, we had an uptick last week, high did not break. Then again, we had an uptick with a black candle, the high did not break. Now, a couple of red ticks, and again, we have another bullish divergence with an uptick. Not the best candle, so we want the high to break, right? Now, if you see where my alert is, which is when the high of the candle breaks, which basically means if you see in the weekly chart, ये half gap up खुलेगा, 50% gap up. If again खुलेगा मतलब मेरे को नहीं पता खुलेगा कि नहीं, but अगर खुलेगा, because early chart में भी there's a bullish divergence, there's a probable gap test with a 012. अगर ये weekly CPR के ऊपर जाता है और gap up खुल के जाता है, and it kind of, gives you a follow through and everything, then there is a high probability that Dr. Reddy will start moving on the upside, okay, because of the triple bullish divergence in the daily chart at weekly EMA. So this is, again, as I said last time as well, this is one of the good setups that I have. This week, confirmation nahi aaya, maybe this week is the week for it. But yes, this is in the list. Just a sec. Yeah. Then we have GALE. Now GALE में क्या है? GALE में weekly chart में आप देख सकते हैं कि at EMA है. Daily chart में you can see there is, well, double bottom bullish divergence, but the more important thing here is a weekly setup is such, it is taking support from the EMAs, and इस बार इस month का पहला candle जो है weekly CPR के ऊपर बंद हो गए. So if you see, my alert is set above it. So if it gives me a follow through, I might buy and use weekly CPR as my risk and my stop loss. All right, and this would be monthly CPR as my stop loss, and this would be my go-to trade as well. Then we have ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank, you can see weekly at EMA. It had a bearish divergence earlier with a 0.12 probability, and कि गिरेगा. अभी ICICI Bank at EMA है, very shady bullish divergence, very shady divergence. तो क्या ये EMA तक का ही जर्नी है कि ये और ऊपर जाएगा? I don't know. S1 पे बनाए तो bounce आया. Now, if you see my horizontal line here in this chart, right, this one here, it is resistance, broken, neckline, resistance, double top, again, weekly divergence का 0.12 शायद, and resistance के नीचे आ गया, which means ये जो support बन रहा था इसके नीचे आ गया, अब ये started acting as resistance. So if it comes here, you can see my alert is set below the weekly CPR in the hourly chart, because अगर उसके नीचे जाता है, hourly में भी bearish divergence है at daily EMA. So a lot of things suggest the prices to fall down. However, अगर weekly high टूटता है और ये support line के ऊपर चला जाता है, then the plan changes and we might start looking to buy ICICI. But till then, my plan would be something like this, because of this classical chart pattern, right? Because of this pattern, I might assume that this might fall down. For this to happen, it should open gap down, that's a good, agar gap down khulta hai, that's a good place to be, and that gives you more confidence as well. फिर हम जाते हैं इंडिगो पे. इंडिगो ऑफ कोर्स you can see the weekly chart looks brilliant. There was an opportunity yesterday to get in Indigo. R1 के ऊपर गया, उसका follow through आया. That was a beautiful gap up opening as well. अभी भी Indigo, I think it should go and test this highs, but will it continue going here or will it give you a gap test and go? Because अगर gap बनाए तो अगर test हो जाए तो मजा आ जाएगा, and that would be an opportunity to be in. So that's the plan. This is why it's in the list, ताकि उस plan में रहे, क्योंकि if I enter now, the weekly CPR is very big and the risk is very big. So maybe 1 week quietness and then, you know, the fire. So let's see what happens. Then we have Kotak Bank. Now, Kotak Bank surprisingly has a bullish divergence. Last time it had one, it was here. Has a bullish divergence here with a hammer formation in the weekly chart. In the daily chart, well, there's no divergence as such, but very near to the monthly CPR. Monthly CPR में कुछ खास width या narrowness वाला बात नहीं है. And if you can see here, it has made a bearish divergence in the hourly chart as well. Now, for it to go up, all right, now people who are interested in intraday trading and all that, so you do have a head and shoulder here, but very small, you know, head and shoulder. Now, if the high of the hammer breaks, which basically means I can put an alert here. If this high breaks, then, you know, it's good to be on the upside because there is a weekly bullish divergence, so it can come till the EMAs. But however, if the momentum is on the downside and if the prices break, open gap down or starts, you know, without breaking the high, starts falling down, then there's something that you might have to wait for. All right, so Kotak Bank इसीलिए इस list में है. Also CIP in Teddy. I think we are still talking about Indigo, right? Someone says CIP in daily or weekly. All right. Yes, Indigo, right? Yes, Indigo also has a CIP here, of course, and that is a good opportunity. That is a good place to be in Indigo. Then you have PVR. We've already spoken about Kotak. We have PVR. PVR, maybe it is beautiful because it has come to the weekly chart. You can see after engulfing bear, another big candle, you have a doji and again doji here. So which basically suggests that you are expecting higher prices because there is a very shady kind of a divergence here in the daily chart with a probable 0, 1, 2 and all of that. But yes, now how do you go up on this? Because you can see trailing low highs chal raha hai weekly chart mein. Ab yahan pe, in fact, let me just do some Fibonacci analysis. I think this is extended wave, right? Yes. So let's do a retracement of this. 38.2, 23.6, but still not bad. And यहाँ पे you have 0, 1, 2 setup as well. Now you can see मेरा alert है ये जो एक resistance है जहाँ से ये बार-बार गिर जाता है उसके ऊपर. So you know, instead of buying above the CPR, weekly CPR, it's better to, you know, buy above this resistance here as well. So once it breaks that, which is also like just a little more higher than the previous week, that would give you enough confidence, you know. So PVR also decent setup. All right, Dr. Reddy. All right, let me check Dr. Reddy in a bit. In fact, let me do Dr. Reddy right now before we move on. Yes. So you mean to say this, right? So correct, there is a CIP here. Actually keep setting up alerts. So yes, so as I said, there is a place where, you know, you'd like to buy this, but you'd like to know, you know, the exact things to happen, you know, gap up and all that. Anyway, coming back to Reliance, coming back to our list here, Reliance May, we've got a pullback near EMAs, of course, still trailing highs and not the best candles, but we do have a bullish divergence here at monthly CPR S1. Now, क्योंकि ये EMA से कुछ ज़्यादा ही नीचे है, so I don't know if that would, you know, I would consider as a with the trend trade maybe till the EMAs. So as you can see, I've put an alert above the high of the week, which is also not very far from the daily highs. just to be more confident. वहां पे R1 होगा, so maybe R1 के ऊपर जाएगा तब मैं लेना पसंद करूंगा, so something like that. So there is an opportunity here, so that is why I've put that in the list as well. Sun TV is in the list. I'm not sure why. Re-entry था, ऊपर चला गया. Let me get rid of that. Tata Consumer Product, yes, this is in the list because there's a weekly bearish divergence. You can see there's a tick down as well, and in the daily chart there was a bearish divergence and it kind of fell below this. Now I could draw this line, but I'm not very confident with it. That is why I'm not doing it. But if I draw this line as a resistance level, then you can see above this सारे wicks हैं. They're all wicks on the upside. So इसीलिए मुझे लगता है ये अगर क्योंकि bearish divergence है, so this might in fact today also it failed to close above the CPR. So if it opens gap down, that is when you can enter on the short side because of the bearish divergences in both the time frames. But if it kind of opens gap up, then just let it be. You know, there are other better setups. All right, guys, then we have Tata Power. Tata Power, beautiful setup as well. At EMA aa raha hai, basically it's consolidating, but daily chart mein there is a bullish divergence made on I think Wednesday. Tick up ho gaya hai aaj, and मेरा alert है monthly CPR के ऊपर. Now ये पहले भी monthly CPR के ऊपर इसने closing दिया था यहाँ पे on 3rd of October, but it did not follow through. So this time you know, considering you know कि second time अगर जाएगा तो इस time hold होगा, we might take that call when it happens. All right, but again my alert is above monthly CPR because the candles are not the best. The candles are still black candles with you know closing lower and etc etc. So we still need that kind of confirmation. Then we have Ultratech Cement. Ultratech Cement mein weekly mein bearish divergence still continuing. Daily chart mein as well, you can see there is a support line here. There is a daily bullish divergence, but candles are not that great. Monthly CPR बहुत दूर है. मेरा alert इसके high के ऊपर इसलिए है कि अगर ये narrow CPR के ऊपर जाता है and also high टूटता है of the daily candle, that means at least the bullish divergence is active at WEMA. But I would still be a little worried about the candle here, the weekly chart, the bearish divergence here. तो इसका point of interest, always remember, ये जो level है ना, ये जो level है, this would also act as point of interest here, which is also the monthly CPR, which is also the R1 in the WCPR. So agar if you get in also early, when the prices come here, just be a little wary of it. Just be a little careful, okay? Agar iske upar chala jata hai, it also breaks the high of the week and it also, you know, breaks the CPR and everything, then that's fair enough. All right, so that is what my caution for this particular stock is. And the last one, of course, we have is Vedanta. Vedanta has a weekly bullish divergence. Of course, it is still a black candle, so not the best candle here. But last week was a brilliant rejection candle. Can come till the EMAs. Now, maybe this is the way it comes to the EMA, you know, like shady candles. If you can see here in the daily chart, we did this last time. The gap is exhausted here. No follow through. Exhaustion के बाद follow through नहीं हुआ. Monthly CPR के close हुआ, लेकिन follow through नहीं हुआ. And the prices have closed below the monthly CPR. But if this is a gap test and if the prices start going higher, so I would like to put an alert here. ठीक है? Why here? First, अगर gap up खुल जाएगा तो मजा ही आ जाएगा. Then you can expect the prices to go till R1 here in the monthly CPR. And also above the weekly CPR. So this actually alert is above weekly CPR and monthly CPR both. अगर ये होता है, well and good. अगर नहीं होता है, then you don't get an entry at all. Okay, so this is what we have, guys, regarding stocks. Before I move on to index, I think हमने बहुत जल्दी cover कर लिया. So before I move to index and cash stocks and commodities, is there any stock that you want me to look at so that I can answer those questions as well? In fact, you know what? Keep putting that in the chat box and let me go to the index and let me start, you know, finishing this round here. So हम Nifty की बात करते हैं. Nifty में remember after I do the index, we come to cash commodities, then cash stocks, and then I'll answer all your stocks as well. So Nifty में आप देख सकते हैं कि let's start with the monthly chart. In fact, monthly, yes, there is a bearish divergence. Tick down नहीं हुआ है. Candles are not that bad. Weekly chart में there is a bearish divergence, RSI sensor था, you can see doji now again hammer, which basically suggests कि अगर high टूटेगा, you can see weekly trailing highs चल रहे हैं, अगर high टूटेगा then this could be something that you're looking for. Now मेरा concept ये है, now guys, this is especially for people who are who know the system. Try and understand this. You can see मेरे बैंक निफ्टी में मंथली सीपीआर और वीकली सीपीआर दोनों साथ में. सो मेरा ये बैक टेस्टिंग ये कहता है कि अगर मंथली सीपीआर के ऊपर रहता है तो हर वीकली सीपीआर के ऊपर बाइंग का अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढना चाहिए. ठीक है. नाउ अभी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये मंथली सीपीआर के नीचे, राइट, निफ्टी, और इसका मंथली इस वीक का हाई है आज का हाई. सो इफ इट ब्रेक्स टुडेज हाई, इसका भी फ्यूचर पिवट एक बार लगा लेते हैं. हाँ, so if it breaks today's high, maybe it goes down first and then breaks the high. Dow's weak right now, so ये gap है, you can see gap के ऊपर नहीं गया, weekly CPR के ऊपर नहीं गया. So if it goes down, that is what you're looking for. Like अगर नीचे आया CPR के फिर ऊपर गया, bearish divergence बनाया कहीं पे and then falls, then with the trend on the downside. ठीक है. But अगर ये यहाँ पे आके फिर कुछ दिन sideways बता दिया, ये ऊपर भी गया, if it breaks the high of the monthly CPR, monthly CPR के ऊपर जाता है, that is when I'm looking for buying opportunities. Okay, but this is just me because I don't see a divergence nowhere. All right, and I see a divergence in the weekly chart. So that is something that I am worried about. It is below the moving averages as well. So very important how Monday opens. अगर Monday gap down open करता है तो selling opportunities is there. It is. Let me just Friday closing here. Then it is there. You can see it happening. But if it opens gap up and starts going above it, then sure, yeah. I mean, I can do micro analysis for you. I can tell you that, my monthly CPR line and the resistance is here. So if it comes here and then closes, hourly candle B closes above the monthly CPR, I'm good to buy. But that has to happen. All right. So that is my plan for Nifty. Now let's do Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, I can go to first monthly chart. Monthly बेरिश डाइवर्जेंस चल रहा है. मैंने पहले बोला बैंक्स में थोड़ा वीकनेस ज्यादा है. शूटिंग स्टार का लो नहीं टूटा, आई थिंक लो 44,060 150. तो जस्ट बफर, अभी भी बफर वैलिड है. वीकली चार्ट में यही है, दोनों निफ्टी एंड बैंक निफ्टी में दोनों में हैमर डोजी टाइप के कैंडल्स हैं, विच इज गुड, बट ट्रेलिंग हाईज है. तो अगर इसका हाई टूटता है, इस आज के कैंडल का हाई कन्विंसिंगली, सो फॉर एग्जांपल हाई इज 747, so at least 800, and 800 plus agar jata hai, then maybe you can expect a move on the upside. In fact, let's go to the daily chart. Daily mein bullish divergence hai yahan pe daily chart mein, and again as I said, as long as it is below monthly CPR, I'm reluctant to sell. Now somebody in the group, in our Telegram group, I remember saying that there is a divergence and the gap is exhausted. And can anyone type in the chat box, what did I write? What did I write in that group? That it is not exhausted, but, right? It is not exhausted, but it is exhausting, correct? Can anyone approve of that if y'all are here from my group? मैंने ये लिखा था कि it is not exhausted. So if you can see here, hourly gap is here. तो वो तो exhaustion हुआ ही नहीं, और daily gap भी अभी तक closing above the gap नहीं दिया है. Now problem here is there is no divergence in the hourly chart, otherwise I would be jumping on it. अगर ये, जैसे मैं बोला, monthly CPR के नीचे है, weekly CPR के नीचे है, और इसका future pivot is, let me just put this here. So if you can see the, right, it was exhausting, correct. And if you can see the narrow CPR, अगर ये narrow CPR के नीचे hourly candle बंद होता है, that is my plan, which is also the low today. इसका low टूट जाएगा at EMA, CPR के नीचे, gap not exhausting, gap testing. If it goes below, I would start selling it. But again, consider, I don't know what's going to happen if that happens. Again, my plan is very, very simple. As long as it stays below monthly CPR, I'm not looking to buy Bank Nifty. Okay. Oops, again, I put a wrong alert. Okay, that is the plan. let me remove this alert. All right, and if ये अगर bullish divergence S1 पे हुआ होता, daily S1 पे, ये support level पे, then yes, I would have thought of buying. But right now, that is my plan anyway. All right, now let's. I see no bud in spot charts. Oh, is it? That's pretty interesting. Thank you for pointing that out. Let's go to bankNifty spot chart quickly. Yes, no bud in spot charts. So see the plan here. What I'm saying is I think it's gonna work, but again, who am I to judge, right? Super guys, keep posting the stock ka naam jo you want me to look at. Till then, let me just complete commodities very quickly. All right, gold. So gold ka hum monthly se shuru karte hain quickly. Monthly is not that great. Weekly as well. Right now, it's not that great. We are looking to sell. Now let's open this layout here. Very, very simple. As long as it's below monthly CPR, I'm looking to sell this. Now, you can see I've drawn like a pink line here, which was basically my 30-minute ka support resistance line. And you can see CPR ke niche ja raha hai. क्योंकि ये monthly S1 पे है, you can see this is my monthly S1. क्योंकि ये monthly S1 पे है, in fact 5 o'clock का कैंडल इसके नीचे गया था, and अगर ये क्लोज हो जाता तो मैं इसको सेल कर देता, but ये क्लोज नहीं हुआ. You can see it's taking support. There is a bullish divergence here. In fact, if I put a 4-hour chart, you can see there's a bullish divergence here, and it is still up ticking, right? That. So yes, it can give you a pullback, and if I put a future pivot here, you can see it's right there. So even if the prices go back till here and gives me an opportunity, like selling opportunity, I'm happy. If it doesn't give me a selling opportunity, thoda upar jata hai, then next week, if it gives me a selling opportunity, I'll take that. But as long as it's below monthly CPR, I'm looking for selling opportunities, right? On the other side, if it gives me a beautiful, nice bullish divergence and gap up or something, I don't mind taking that as well. But pink line ke upar hi kuch hoga jo bhi hoga. All right, so gold is that. Now let's come to silver. Now silver has bounced back today. Weekly chart, you can see, rejecting, creating a decent candle. There is a gap down in the weekly chart as well. So iska matlab gold silver mein pullback aa sakta hai. Not bad, right? So the plan here is pullback aa sakta hai. In the daily chart, you can see it might come till the gap, which is also the EMAs, and we might take action on that. In the 2-hour chart, you can see abhi bhi silver mein there is a rectangle being formed jahan pe support resistance hai, breakout either side ho sakta hai. Now let's come to silver in this template. ठीक है, वीकली मंथली वाइड सीपीआर है, सो हम वीकली सीपीआर को ज्यादा यूज करेंगे. वीकली एकदम सिंगल लाइन सीपीआर हो रहा है, नैरो सीपीआर. ये मेरा रेक्टेंगल जो मैंने अभी बनाया था अभी तक चला रहा है. दिस इज द गैप. नाउ यू कैन सी द प्रीवियस सपोर्ट वाज ब्रोकन बाय अ गैप डाउन. सो इवन इफ इट कम्स टिल हियर, व्हिच इज द R1 ऑफ द नेक्स्ट वीकली सीपीआर, यहाँ पे भी अगर आता है तो यहाँ पे ये गैप टेस्ट होने का हम वेट करेंगे. Alright, or we can wait. Let's put it this way. In the 30-minute chart, again, guys who are from my tribe here, try and understand this. What I've done, and we can talk about this later as well. मेरा मन था आप लोगों के साथ करने का एक session CPR पे, but we can do it some other time. This here on instead of 15 minutes is a 30-minute chart. They are daily CPRs, but इसका R1 or S1 is weekly R1 and S1, not daily R1 and S1. यहाँ पे जो 2-hour में है, they are monthly R1 and S1, not weekly R1 and S1. Okay, we can discuss this later in Telegram or sometime. But the plan here again in silver is, अगर ये CIP मुझे देता है, then उसका पूरा use हम लेंगे. All right, so silver, that is the plan. Let it come near the EMAs or some kind of a resistance zone where I can get an opportunity to sell this once again. So abhi to कुछ नहीं है. Gold silver might give you a bounce back. We'll wait for it and let's see what can be done. Then we have crude. Beautiful setup. We did enter crude on 7,400 on the downside. Let's go to monthly chart quickly. Yes, it can come till the EMAs, which is doing. My goal was 7,000. I think it fell और ज़्यादा नीचे 7,000. I thought 11 EMAs तक आएगा, लेकिन ये value zone तक आ रहा है, which is good. हमने ये बात किया था कि ये resistance है, यहाँ से गिर सकता है. इसके बाद daily chart में, let's go to daily chart. We had a bearish divergence, of course, with the censorship, we did not get an opportunity. But हमने यहाँ पे selling किया था इस लेवल पे जब ये गैप टेस्ट हुआ था, इफ यू रिमेंबर दिस. नाउ लेट्स गो टू दिस टाइम फ्रेम, दिस टेम्पलेट, सॉरी. एंड आप देख सकते हो मैंने कब सेल किया था, जब ये 7410, if I'm not wrong, somewhere around that level, when it broke the monthly CPR here, है ना. एंड ये वीकली CPR तोड़ा था समझे, या यहीं पे 7410 के आसपास हमारा सेलिंग था. दिस इज द वीकली CPR. जब ये नीचे इसको तोड़ा तो देखो मंथली CPR पे जाके ये सपोर्ट ले रहा है, यहाँ पे आके दिस इज जस्ट मूविंग साइडवेज. ऑलराइट, so again this is a wide weekly CPR, we can't do anything about it. Maybe a quiet week, maybe jump till here, then we wait for something else the next week. So crude can kind of pull back, but again at EMAs we look for opportunities when whatever it does. Coming to zinc, now I'm not going to open zinc, well let's open zinc weekly charts also. Now zinc में क्या है, let it load नहीं हुआ क्या, let me make it visible in daily also. Now zinc में क्या है, this is my resistance line, right? And you can see false breakout, gap down इसके नीचे. At EMA there is a bearish divergence here, bullish divergence here in the 2-hour chart, and it was kind of going back but could not go up properly. अब zinc का इस टेम्पलेट में देखते हैं 2-hour में, you can see below monthly CPR at monthly S1. तो ये वाइड है, साइडवेज चल सकता है. वीकली CPR ऐसा रहेगा, ये बिलो है, लेकिन जब तक ये इसके नीचे है तब तक मैं सेलिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी ही ढूंढूंगा. ऑलराइट, सो इफ इट डज गिव अस अ सेलिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी बिलो द वीकली CPR, आई माइट टेक इट. ऑलराइट, सो दैट इज द प्लान इन जिंक एज वेल. कॉपर, लेट्स कम टू कॉपर. Copper, I think it's, yes, इसी का मुझे वेट था. Well, not the best divergence, so we'll just wait for it to come and test this gap or the moving averages here. And इसका अगर हम वीकली चार्ट भी खोलते हैं, yes, nothing concrete here. इसमें कॉपर यहाँ खोलते हैं just because I want to show you that CPR के कहाँ पे है. You can see narrow monthly CPR के नीचे है, monthly S1 के भी नीचे है, वहीं पे हमारा WCPR है. So अगर कल को WCPR के नीचे क्लोज होता है 2-hour candle, this is my selling opportunity. All right, unless I have really good reason to buy, unless जब ये monthly CPR के नीचे रहता है, I'm only looking for selling opportunities rather than buying opportunities. That's the plan. ठीक है, so copper done as well, and let's do natural gas. Now natural gas is tricky, so I'm gonna open this. Now natural gas, you can see finally it's gone above 270. I'm gonna start with a monthly chart actually. So you can see fell. Now is it because there's no bullish divergence here? So I think it is just correction till the moving averages, which can be anywhere from 270 odd levels to 307-10 levels. All right, तो यहाँ तक ये आ सकता है और ये आ भी रहा है. Weekly chart में you can see here as well that it's kind of broken this level here and it's approaching its, I think this is like almost, mine is 125 EMA, but people plot 200 EMA, whatever, but this works for me. I think 100. Oh, this is a 50 EMA I plot. Yeah. And then I come to the daily chart. You can see here as well, beautiful breakout. Now either it gives me a CIP or it kind of gives me nothing and gives me trading opportunity. Now अगर हम इस टेम्पलेट पे बात करेंगे, क्योंकि हम जब CPR यूज कर रहे हैं, so we are looking for buying opportunities. Monthly, weekly CPR के ऊपर है. Weekly again would be a wide CPR, but again unless something happens, you're still looking to buy every time. Now जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ये R1 के ऊपर गया, मंथली R1 के ऊपर, सो 263 पे बाइंग था, 257 का स्टॉप लॉस पे, मे बी थोड़ा सा डीपर स्टॉप लॉस CPR यूज करके, एंड इट इज गॉन हायर. ठीक है, सो अगेन डिपेंड्स हाउ इट क्लोजेस टुडे, बट मैंने एक ये रेजिस्टेंस लाइन बना रखा है, ये मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ मैं कहाँ से ले रखा है. ठीक है, सो इफ आई ओपन अ डेली चार्ट इन दिस टेम्पलेट, सो यू कैन सी this is my support line which was broken, and as I said, monthly EMA पे आ रहा है, and this is what is approaching. मतलब यहाँ पे आके ना अब थोड़ा सा you wait for something to happen. bearish divergence ऐसे तो बनेगा नहीं, वीकली में बना या कुछ बना तो अलग बात है, बट इसके ऊपर अगर 293 300 के ऊपर भी चला गया एंड अच्छे से CIP देके, then things are gonna change for NG. But natural gas का, that is my plan as well. जब तक it's very short, just wait for an entry opportunity. All right, guys, that's for commodities as well. Now I'm going to talk about cash stocks. So I know a lot of you have shared stocks as well. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to reply that after this. So first is IEX. IEX beautiful because monthly में bullish divergence and you know क्या होता है इसका. You know, you've all been there. Weekly में there was a trend line, broken, tested. You can see beautiful weekly candles as well. This week hammer high तोड़ना बचा है. Now when we talk about the high, you look at this. Daily में bullish divergence tick up हो गया है, लेकिन उसका high नहीं टूटा. अगर high टूटेगा, which is also the monthly CPR उसके ऊपर भी चला जाएगा, and then I think you can expect prices to go higher. So I'm waiting for that as well, and I think a lot of you are waiting for that as well. इसको एक बार hourly chart में भी हम लोग देख लेते हैं IEX लगा के कि hourly chart का क्या setup है. Yes, same. See where my alert is, वहीं से बार-बार prices गिरता है. So if it goes above that and kind of holds, you know, I think that's a good place for IEX. So IEX is the first stock that I think in a long term can go higher. We are all, I think, बहुत investors wait कर रहे हैं कि इसको कैसे ट्रेड किया जाए, but I think वो आ गया, वो टाइम आ गया कि इसको हम ट्रेड कर सकते हैं. Again, guys, people who are not from my tribe, this is for educational purpose only. So, you know, if you have another system, please test it before you do anything. So IEX is first. The next one we have is Kamdhenu Limited. Now, Kamdhenu at monthly EMA, weekly में you can see bullish divergence with a 0-1-2 setup. ये थोड़ा GS, it's a Z category stock, so GSS type का है. तो मुझे, you know, I don't know if you'd like to enter this or not, but beautiful setup, beautiful candle. So 0-1-2, and you're expecting higher prices. You know, at least this till here, and then of course if it breaks out, then higher as well. So Kamdhenu is the second stock that I would like to discuss, and you can see, you know, there's no doubt about it. Monthly high भी टूट चुका है 13-15. Weekly में 0-1-2 का setup अच्छा है. Trend line break के कतार पे है. So if the momentum is on the upside, it might just do it. And beautiful system. Now the third stock that I'm going to talk about is MFSL. Now MFSL, again, you can see fantastic CIP. That's your resistance here in the weekly chart. Bearish divergence censored, came back to EMA, CIP. In the daily chart, you see my alert is set above the monthly CPR. अगर ये उसके ऊपर जाता है, then I think you can see monthly bullish divergence be here, and I think, you know, this can go a little higher as well. So MFSL is the third stock that I think has capability to take go higher. Then we have, I think I put it here, Godrej Properties. Now this is, again, you have you know, at weekly EMA with a daily bullish divergence, and the prices closed above monthly CPR R1. I'm just waiting for the prices. I mean, if you want further confirmation, you can wait for the monthly high to be broken, and that's a good you know, sign for the stock as well. And again, this stock as well started with a bullish divergence, can go a little higher. So actually this is kind of IEX is my first priority, to be honest. Kamdhenu MFSL looks very good, and then Godrej is my least performance. Of course, the stocks from the last week stands as well. As long as you get an opportunity, you can take opportunities there. Okay, so these were the 4 stocks that I wanted to introduce you for the setup. Now let's come to your requests. So let's start from Dr. Reddy done. Can you please check ICICI Lombard? Is it? So let's do it in the weekly time frame. ICICI Lombard. All right, green list, of course. So that means if I open the monthly chart, bullish diamonds start where at EMA looks good for now. Day, yes, weekly at EMA as well, decent setup. Mera alert ऊपर है, इसको नीचे करना होगा. Not a divergence in the daily chart, but I can put an alert above the CPR and maybe enter if it does go above it. ठीक है, और previous week का high के ऊपर भी रख सकते हैं, which is basically CPR के आसपास ही. So this is, yes, if it, you know, if you think it's gonna go up and cross the CPR, yes, this could be a setup as well. है ना, अगर यहाँ divergence होता, I think better होता मेरे लिए. I can understand ये point of interest भी है, but because of this wick here, मैं इसको यहाँ पे रखूंगा लाइन को. बट हाँ, अगर डाइवर्जेंस होता तो बेटर होता. तो अगर ये नीचे आके फिर S1 पे डाइवर्जेंस बना के फिर जाए, देन बेटर रहेगा. Then you have AWL, Adani Wilmar. Okay, I think maybe better to look at a bigger time frame. So AWL, Adani Wilmar. Adani, Wilmar, monthly, I don't have the indicators telling me anything. Weekly, double bottom, sure, but would I call it a divergence? I'm not sure. इसमें थोड़ा follow through होना जरूरी है ना? इसमें if I have to do analysis, that's my gap down, that is my change, support line, or this would be my support zone. Maybe wait another week या एक महीना wait, 1 month wait करके I would like to take a call on this. I'm not too confident here. Okay, so AWL, IEX already spoken. Trident, sorry, Trident. Trident weekly at EMA looks like a, let it load. Oh yes, so इसका future नहीं है क्या? नहीं है. All right, so this goes, let's open it here. Trident, oh well, did not start there, but at weekly EMA and daily bullish divergence can be bought. Yes, cash stock है, but yes, looks like a decent setup. इसको alert तो लगा ही लेते हैं. It's a very low price stock as well. So, all right. Let's go to the hourly chart. I just want to see how the volume is. Oh, very GSSP types. Okay. Yeah, sure. Weekly at EMA, daily moving, daily divergence. So Trident is there. So I might actually just put this in the blue list. All right. Next, Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Monthly तो कुछ है नहीं. Weekly divergence 0.1 weekly ऊपर ही जा रहा है या EMA के ऊपर है. डेली में actually डेली में मेरा प्रॉब्लम है खाली the kind of move it is giving, but शायद ऐसा ही रहता होगा. मंथली CPR के ऊपर है, इसका फॉलो थ्रू अभी तक एक बार भी नहीं हुआ. सो यू सी फर्स्ट डे ट्यूसडे को बंद हुआ, इसका हाई नहीं टूटा, फिर बंद हुआ वेडनेसडे, हाई नहीं टूटा. एंगल्फिंग बेयर, आज इसका वेल CPR के नीचे नहीं गया, टुडे बुलिश हरामी, अगर इसका हाई नहीं टूटा. सो मे बी इसके ऊपर का अलर्ट अगर लगा दें और इसके ऊपर गया तो आई एम हैप्पी टू take a buying position or something like that. But again, not the best setups that we have this week here, but not Bandhan Bank is not the best setups, Quantum Papers, QUAN, Quantum Papers. Quantum Papers monthly chart में weekly EMA, daily. Well, yeah, sure. Again, cash stocks are लग रहा है, so let's set an alert here above the monthly CPR. That is also the kind of follow through you want. Weekly high भी टूट जाएगा, अभी ट्रेलिंग हाइस चल रहा है, ये वीक हाई तोड़ा है. Yes, sure. आप लोग का आई थिंक डेली में CIP भी है, yeah. So let's put this in the blue list as well. All right, super. Quantum Papers looks decent. Then we have Specialty. Specialty restaurants, is it? Cash stock Specialty. I think restaurants is what you want me to look at. Papers भी है, अलग भी है, but ठीक है, restaurants देखते हैं. Monthly at EMA, weekly bullish dive. Oh yes, है ना, इसका CPR भी अच्छा है. डेली इसके ऊपर जाने से या वीकली के ऊपर जाने से we can add alert. इसको मैंने वॉच लिस्ट में भी डाल रखा था शायद किसी के लिए. Now let's put this in the blue. Yes, sure. I mean, Specialty is a good pick as well. Guys, excellent, man. You guys are picking good picks. फिर है हमारे पास Aisha Motors. When we look at Aisha Motors, let's check Aisha Motors. At monthly EMA, weekly EMA, daily. Yeah, this is still gap testing. You can see daily chart में अभी भी gap test हो रहा है, exhaust नहीं हो रहा है. So इसमें अभी जब तक exhaust नहीं होगा या जब तक नीचे की तरफ नहीं शुरू हो जाएगा गिरना, there's nothing I can say. ठीक है. Then we have BEL. I'm just gonna pick up my pace here. Monthly chart looks all right. Weekly censored divergence hai, so not a problem. And daily, as long as it is above monthly CPR के ऊपर अगर बंद हो गया and ऊपर जाए, then it's okay to buy. Right now और कुछ है नहीं यार मेरे हमारे system के हिसाब से. As I said, everything that I'm discussing right now is just for educational purpose. So anyone who's please don't take it as a tip or suggestion or anything. Do your own analysis. So BEL, nothing to say. Aarti Drugs. Aarti Drugs, yeah, it's okay यार. Monthly bullish dividend ऊपर गया, EMA तक आ सकता है ना. EMA तक आके अगर आपको CIP देगा, यहाँ पे gap down भी है. You can see this, right? Sorry, gap up भी है. So अभी ये exhaustion हुआ कि नहीं, we don't know. अगर ये follow through हो गया तो exhaustion हो गया gap का. लेकिन exhaustion हो भी गया ना, I think this is coming till monthly EMA and then maybe it goes back up again. Daily में very shady, well nothing here, but ठीक है, S1 पे है, हो सकता है कि कल gap up खुल जाए, हो सकता है, I don't know. So exhaustion का देखते हैं इसका follow through होता है कि नहीं. Then we'll take a call on Aarti Drugs. Ambuja Cement. Did we not discuss this? ये मेरी blue list में रखा हुआ है मैंने, तो scan में मैंने blue list में रखा होगा Ambuja को. That is because I don't have enough divergence. It is at support level, but divergence वाला confidence नहीं है यार. But it has closed above the CPR, monthly CPR. अगर इसका follow through होता है, then trend line breakout भी हो जाएगा. So you can go and take positions here only if that happens, right? So I've put an alert here. That's fair enough. But क्योंकि weekly में divergence था, so I'm not very confident of it. If you understand what I'm trying to say here, right? So yes, there is a support level here, but that's about it. Like, so that is why it's in the blue list for me to watch, but I'm not confident about it. Sir, why is not IX in purple list? Because IX is in green list and it is in my permanent list. So if you can see my perma list, IX is right here. So IX is there. As you can see, I've discussed cash talks, maybe IX. IX is there. It's just green list ko main jaldi switch nahi karta, but yes, it's in the purple list as well. Let's make it purple. Ease My Trip. Ease My Trip is also in the green list. So if I open it here, I think it's better. Ease My Trip. Who's asked Ease My Trip? Yes, Ease My Trip. So Ease My Trip, yes, bullish divergence in the monthly chart. Let it load. I know that. Yeah. So you're expecting higher prices, of course, but again, is it the best setup I have amongst all the green lists? Probably not. But yes, looks okay. Looks okay. No problem here. HUL. Unilever. HUL monthly, nothing here. Weekly, oh sorry, this is weekly. Weekly, nothing here. Daily bullish divergence. यार बहुत shady move है, इसलिए मैं इसको trading में नहीं रख रहा हूँ. You can see, right? It's a very shady move. I don't have the best setup here, so इसलिए इसमें नहीं है. So HUL, I don't want to comment. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't want to जबरदस्ती comment नहीं करना है. मैं कोई news channel में तो हूँ नहीं. So that's why. CIP in quantum paper, sure. Alembic Pharmaceutical. It is at resistance. हमने buying शायद यहाँ initiate किया था, green list में है. Yes, green list में है. So it is at resistance, right? Correct a little bit. फिर daily chart में जब rectangle breakout कुछ होगा तब करेंगे. So this is your rectangle. Oops, sorry, wrong tool. है ना? This is your rectangle. अगर ये breakout होता है upside, yes, then it's a continuation rectangle and it can still go up. Daily में yes, sort of double bottom bullish divergences बन रहे हैं, so you are expecting that to happen. So once that happens, yes, you can take a call. So let's set an alert. Let's put an alert here, just for the heck of it, है ना? So that is Alembic. Sir, would you consider monthly CPR and quantum parts to be narrow? यार quantum को तो फिर खोलना होगा. Let's see. Quantum papers. Would you consider monthly CPR? हाँ, narrow, yes, still narrow, yeah, not a problem. In fact, confirmation के लिए वो narrow हो या ना हो, वो confirmation वहीं पे. Weekly bet India bull real estate. So again, I build real estate housing. Oh. Green list इसका हमने बता रखा है. This is the first target. Weekly bearish divergence, yes. Another weekly bet, yes, weekly bet, but shady है. No, I mean daily में भी है. Yes, it can correct almost, not very far from the targets as well. Sure, but shady divergence, yeah, shady. Sir, also can you discuss Nasdaq and Dow Jones? Nasdaq, Dow Jones, yeah. Let's look at this. Dow Jones quickly कर लेते हैं. So Dow Jones का problem, ये monthly chart है, of course, it's still falling. There's no bullishness here. See, silver and gold bounce back. You know what I was saying? S1 से beautiful bounce back. Dow Jones weekly chart also you can see falling. Daily chart also, as I suggest, देखो trend line break हुआ है यार. Monthly CPR के नीचे S1 पे अब ये bounce आ सकता है. सोचो ये bounce आ गया यहाँ तक, ये में तक. But क्या मैं यहाँ पे buying शुरू कर दूंगा? I don't know yet. RSI, look at RSI also in the daily chart. So Dow Jones वो है. Nasdaq का chart मैं खोलता हूँ. अगर monthly, forget about monthly, weekly 012 हो रखा है. At EMA है. Daily में कोई divergence है नहीं. Support level पे हाँ sure, but there is no bullishness yet. अभी अगर ऐसे बंद हो जाता है और कल इसका हाई टूट जाता है वीकली चार्ट का, then maybe, but then maybe yes, then maybe for Nasdaq, yes, but I think this is US 100 CFD, I think same as Nasdaq. All right, but I mean Dow Jones maybe S1 पे है, so bounce ले सकता है, but that's about it, so that's Dow Jones and Nasdaq. REC for re-entry. REC यार बहुत दूर है अभी. Oh, sorry, wrong REC. REC NSE. Yeah, I think 100 के बाद 285 चल रहा है. Wait, I guess, या ले लो और छोड़ दो, देखो कि कभी आए नहीं नीचे, या कभी आ गए तो डबल कर लो, ऐसा टाइप. But re-entry, use monthly CPRs यार. I don't know if you want to take that. अब बहुत ऊपर बढ़ चुका है. Re-entry के लिए तो re-entry का वेट करना होगा. Wellspun. So guys, anything that I've discussed last time, is there. So Wellspun still is on the upside, but it can correct a little bit sideways. चल सकता है 1-2 महीने, या weekly chart में तो bearish divergence censored है, at EMA है, daily में कुछ है नहीं, monthly CPR के ऊपर में भी. So still okay as a cash stock investment, looks still okay. There's no negativity here. Wellspun. Moil. Moil monthly chart at resistance here. Weekly at EMA, daily bullish divergence. Oh, sure. S1 पे होता तो और अच्छा होता, candles अच्छे होते और अच्छा होता. ठीक है, लेकिन bullish divergence है, you want to trade it for a little bit, fair enough. इसको भी मैं blue में डाल देता हूँ, because weekly EMA पे daily में bullish divergence है, yes, so maybe. But yeah, Sham Metallics. You're picking all very good. Yeah, you should share in the Telegram group, man. Sham Metallics. ये भी resistance पे या change in polarity बोलो. I think change in polarity भी बोल सकते हैं. At EMA, this is not a divergence in the daily chart. ये थोड़ा सा खाली CIP types का होगा. Maybe monthly CPR के ऊपर गया तो we can set an alert here. But nothing more than that. Oh, that's a high alert. नहीं. ठीक है. Suzlon. I think last time we discussed हुआ था क्या? Suzlon Energy. Suzlon started with a monthly bud. Now, of course, it is very, very. Oh, इसका resistance I think आसपास ही. ये रहा change it. So this is my monthly chart. ये रहा मेरा point of interest. All right. So look at this. ठीक है, अब ये रेजिस्टेंस पे आ चुका है. अगर ये ऊपर तोड़ देता है, देन आप लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए जो भी आप सुन रहे हो या समझ रहे हो, तो उसके लिए आप कर सकते हो. अभी कुछ नहीं है. यू कैन सी दिस राइट इन माय मंथली चार्ट. आई कैन मेक इट बिगर. ठीक है, सो दैट्स माय पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. इफ इट गोज एंड ब्रेक्स आउट ऑफ दिस, देन सुजलॉन, देन इसी के रिस्क पे आप रख सकते हो, मतलब जहां तक भी. All right, so that is Suzlon for you. If you're not already in, then this is what your plan is. If you're already in, then be wary of whatever here. Not enter. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे एक बार थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना. Then we have, oh, finally we are almost closing. Ujjivan Finance, right? Ujjivan Financial Services or Bank? Ujjivan SFB, Small Financial Bank, I think. Yeah, I mean, looks all right, यार. यहाँ पे weekly divergence start हुआ था, फिर ये correction पे entry है. Looks okay, लेकिन अब यार double top पे जहाँ पे खुला, I mean double top पे आ गया, you know, so not double top, I mean resistance point पे, तो या तो इसके ऊपर जाए या एक pullback हो, जैसे for example यहाँ पे एक entry हो सकता था. So looks all right. Again, I don't have any complaint with this stock anyway. Alembic Limited, ये हमने देख लिया ना शायद कि हाँ, Alembic Limited CIP बुलिश डाउन से स्टार्ट होगा, CIP हो सकता है, which is also monthly EMA, weekly EMA. Daily में divergence नहीं है, so you can put an alert above the CPR if you want, but something, you know, maybe एक decent candle, अभी तक वो weekly candle भी नहीं आया, तो maybe एक engulfing bull या something जो आए और उसके बाद हम कर सकते हैं. Alert बना के रखो, क्या है. Right, that's about it, guys. I think we've done for the day, 1 hour, which is not bad. Thank you very much. Had an excellent time. I hope you all had some educational thing to take. I hope you all had some content that you could take from this, and it'll help you make money. Aap kamao and share the love, spread the love, guys. I'll see you next weekend. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. And thank you.